Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for the hashtag 50 stack challenge 6. This is the 6th one of these prompt assignment challenges that I have done. Each week I draw 2 prompts out of my little bag. All the prompts are in there from the beginning, and then I make 2 pieces of ephemera, one for each prompt, each of the 25 weeks to get a stack of 50 at the end. If you keep them till the end, you'll have a stack of 50. So for example, last week, number 25, I drew old. So for old, I used old paper, an elderly lady and her kitty cat. So that was my interpretation of old. However, if you want to participate or you are participating, it's fine to just use an old piece of paper. Like, you don't have to do the whole thing old. It's just however you want to do it, actually. So number 26 is magical, and I did this cute little fairy pocket. It would hook to the side of a journal page, probably this way, and then you could open it in the journal like that. So it's a flip, and then there is a tag on the inside, also very magical, with mushrooms and a fairy and all that good stuff. So this week, what are we gonna do? So number 27, I need a pen, sorry. Number 27 is lace. So you could fulfill that by, like, I used a piece of lace up here on my tab, done. I mean, or you can do like a whole fancy lace thing. So up to you. 27 is lace. 28. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of them. 28 is fold. So, you could do like some kind of cool folded pocket, or you could just like fold down a corner on, a piece of paper that you're putting on here. Like I could fold down the corner and that works however you want to do, or fold it, unfold it, ink it so you can see the fold. However you want to interpret it is fine. Okay, so 27 is lace, 28 is fold, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So the first thing we're going to do is lace. I have a business card here that I've sanded already with just sandpaper so that it takes some of the shine off and also the information. So, and not that that matters if you're using them at home. The reason you would sand more is so that stuff will stick to it, because those glossy finishes sometimes with the glue, it just isn't a great combination. So, but I do it also so that all the info on them isn't on YouTube. So how are you guys? I hope you're good. I have a frog in my throat. I apologize right now. This is from my old stuff digital that I just put out, if you're curious. So I apologize if I keep doing that. I don't know why throats have to do that sometimes, but they do. I wanted the tape part, as you can see. But yeah, I kind of made these pages so that they could be torn and put in collage, or however you want to use them. Just thought this would be a great backing for some lace. Just gonna make like a little cluster, which we've probably all done before, but it can literally be that simple. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Started this challenge mostly, well, one, to build up ephemera, but also just, for something fun and a way to have prompts and things that give you ideas. So it's a beautiful day today. The sun's shining. It's actually pretty nice out. Went and walked, ran some errands. Tomorrow we gotta go pick up a refrigerator at the in-laws, at my in-laws, and take it to my son because they're having their kitchen redone, so they didn't want their refrigerator anymore. So my son's like, I'll take it. So because we're the only ones with a, well, we have a trailer. We don't have our truck anymore, but the trailer works great to haul stuff. I know, why did I tear it and then do that? I don't know, it just was hanging over, so. I always tear stuff, I guess, is why. Other than that, there's no reason. I do want to ink this because you can see how much white there is from the business card. And then you can use this either as like a small pocket, or it could be like a top tuck on a page, you know, whatever, or you could just have it as a cluster for your page. And then for lace, I have this rather large piece, but I really like it. It's all dyed and looks kind of cool. And I think I want it about there. And I thought I might use one of these ladies. I think this one's too big. Although I kind of like it. I like the frame around it. And then I have a rose. And those are all things from that new old stuff. I might kind of ink that right there. So the next project I'm going to do after I finish the tag book and show it to you guys and all that, and that is spoken for in case anybody wants to know. That one, the tag journal is spoken for. I'm going to do this little altered book. And I saw this by Bohemian Crafting where she tore out pages and then she did it a little bit different. These were a lot thinner in hers, like came down here further. But I wanted a little more to hook stuff to. And it's an altered book, but instead of, you know, doing all the folded pages, all that, you glue these two pieces together. And again, I think Eva did it a little bit different. This is just my concept on it. But then you glue these two together. You have all the other extra pages hidden in there. You don't ever want to pull these out because, as I've said before when I've done altered books, it kind of like tricks the book into thinking it's still got a full spine of, you know, pages. So if you pull all those out, then it weakens the whole shebang and pretty soon the pages start falling out and all of that. So that's why you want to like leave some in the middle there and then have one page on one side that's going to stay and one on the opposite end of the torn pages. If I can get a hold of this. Sorry, I just went on a tangent, I know. And then when I glue these two together like that, you're not going to be able to see all those little tiny bits inside. And it'll become a spot to, like, you know, hook stuff like this. Obviously, I'd have to either cut this off or fold it or whatever. But you hook things to it and they can be all different sizes. That way your pages are all different sizes and whatever. So anyhow, that's what we'll be working on next. So I think that'll be a fun project. I think I'm going to leave some of this kind of hanging up here and hanging over there. Put her here. Okay, I think that'll work. That's pretty thick lace, but I might pause for a minute and see if I can find some of my foam tape stuff. I didn't think of that until just now, so that's why I didn't already grab it. I don't know why I put glue down on that tip of that, because it's not going to touch anything. Oh, the brain. I don't think. Maybe it is. Let's see. Let's see here. No, it's going to hang off, but it's okay. It'll dry. It will dry. Need a towel. Only thing about lace doily is all these things with the holes in them. It's always interesting to glue them down. So yeah, and we'll talk about that more when I do that journal. And I don't know if that'll be tomorrow or the next day or when. It depends on how much I get done this weekend with, I'm going to be helping my husband paint. So I may not get a whole lot done on anything, honestly. But we'll see. We will see. Kind of feel like I'm covering the best part of the lace. So maybe we'll put this on this side instead. Yeah, that would work. That works fine. I don't think I'll need anything to pop it up then. Nice little rose. And then maybe we'll do a pin or something. Can find where I put them. I meant to grab those before we started too and forgot. Oh, where did I set those down? I just had them, so they're here somewhere buried under our paper we're using for the tag journal. Hold on just a minute. All right, I'm back. I also went ahead and got a piece of lace and a button. We're going to put this on here, so it needs to go that direction. So we'll put our button first. And another piece of lace. I think I'll just pin it on here. Oh my goodness, this is sticking to my board, my mat. That doesn't happen every day. If I can put this on here without stabbing my finger with the rusty pin. Oh, I meant to tell you guys. So we went last night to that rock and roll orchestra. It was pretty cool. I mean, some of the song choices I would have preferred different songs, but I mean, it was just amazing. Very talented people for sure. My goodness. So it was pretty interesting. All right. So that is what I have for lace. And then again, like I said, that would just go like at the top corner of a page and could be a tuck. You could glue it down entirely, or you could have it as a small tuck or pocket on the page at the bottom, you know. So yeah, very fun. Those are very fun to make, and a good way to use up, like if you have, my husband gave me a box of business cards that he doesn't use anymore. And so it's a good way to use those up. So what I have next is fold, right? 28 was fold. So I'm going to take this piece of music paper, and yes, some of this is going to get covered. So yeah, I know it's sad, but I just wanted a bigger piece of paper. You could use any paper you want. I just like this because it has double sides. You can use book page if you have like a larger one, or even a small one. It doesn't matter what size it is, because you can make them no matter what. So you're folding it in half. And this is something I've done for a long time, but I haven't made one in a while. So actually I think I might trim this just because, no, let's just leave it. And then fold it in half again. So, and some parts are the music page is going to be upside down and all that. So if that bothers you, you might want to find something that turns out all upright, or it doesn't really matter. So then what happens is you can open this like this and open it down like that, and you can make all kinds of little journaling spots. or decorated spots or whatever you want on this. So first thing I'm going to do is get the bone folder. There's one up here. Sorry, excuse my reach. I always lose this one, so I put it up high because I can't put it with all the other ones because it's short. So that was gifted to me and I love it. I just forget to use it. We're going to ink it, and then I just found scraps and leftover pages that I'm going to use on this. Kind of grungy again. That seems to be my thing right now. Grungy, vintagey. So the little kid colored all over this. My daughter got me this sheet music. She got me a book. She knows I have her very well trained when she goes thrifting and stuff. If she sees anything, you know, not too expensive or whatever, that's paper and old and stuff, she gets it. And she gives it to me for Christmas or whatever. Her and her friends like to go thrift clothes. They find some pretty good stuff. Cute stuff. They had a really nice thrift store close to them at the old house, and so they went there a lot because they got nice things for good price. She loves that. Okay, so we're gonna decorate this up. I don't have like any specific plans, but we can use any of. Did have one whole page, but I'm thinking kind of rusty dusty bits and pieces. Maybe we'll put this one with the cogs and these. I think this was from my abandoned kit because it was pretty rusty dusty looking, so. It was a good one. If you like the rusty. And it had the cogs and all that kind of cool looking stuff. I'm going to tear it unevenly because I don't wouldn't mind having a little bit of the music page showing. That's not much, is it? It's got all this border, so that makes us not see a whole lot, huh? My husband gave me some of his old computer magazines so I can glue, use them for glue books. Because I'm like, I really like gluing on magazines. That's much better. I have so many glue book pages already. It's like I don't need any more. It's a good way to recycle those magazine type things you don't want. What cool thing should we put on this? Oh, we could put a little bit of ledger. This handwriting right here kind of reminds me of my dad's. That's crazy. Oh, what's on this side? That's kind of cool too. There's too many cool things on these. 1945. Just have a little piece of that on there. Look kind of cool. And do we have maybe one of these guys, if I have one cut out in here. Can use a little pocket in it. This stuff, this old stuff will work great for this. And this guy I like better. He has more the kind of that old Westy look or something. I don't know. Oh, 1949. I thought it said 45. I'm actually going to take that off because this guy's not from 1949. Not that it matters, but you know. Yeah, a lot of the rock that they were playing, it was good, and I knew it. It's just that it was 90s rock, mostly, not all. And so, I mean, that's when I was in college, so I knew a lot of it, but my concept of rock is more 70s, 80s. So, that's all I mean. But they did a really, I mean, like I said, extremely talented people for sure. I mean, did a great job. Very interesting to hear songs, you know, you used to listen to on the radio played by an orchestra. It was just very interesting. My husband and I were talking about that too. The radio, because kids now they don't know what it was like to listen to the radio. And we used to make, I'm sure a lot of you remember, mixed tapes, because you'd sit and you'd listen to the radio like all day Saturday, you know, if you could get away with it. And sit there and just record songs as they came on, because you didn't know when you were going to hear it again. And then you could take it in your car and have all your favorite songs to listen to on a CD or not a CD, cassette tape. So yeah, that's what we did. Lots of mixed tapes, lots of sitting there just waiting for your favorite song to come on. So a lot of these songs were songs I knew, but didn't have quite the same impact as they would have if they'd have been more 70s and 80s. I was so busy in college. I mean, I definitely listened to music in college. Once I started having kids, I didn't hardly listen to music at all. So I'm so out of the loop as far as what's current and what isn't, because I just listened to all the stuff I listened to growing up. But yeah, I didn't get as into music. I didn't like it as much as I did the stuff from the 70s and 80s. It's like it all sort of changed. I think that's pretty common. I mean, a lot of people would like the music through their college years too, but it just wasn't as good to me as the earlier stuff. And we could put on a sign or something maybe with him. Oh, I've got those over there. Got a rusty old arrow. Can't tell what's up or down on this. I think it goes this way. No, that's not it. That one wouldn't be bad. Give it a little bit of color besides rust, right? Somebody's leaf blowing or weed whacking or who knows? It's non-stop now until it snows. Basically. Because even once fall comes and the leaves start dropping, then everybody's out there blowing leaves and raking leaves and whatever. We have a neighbor, they have a huge yard in an older part of the neighborhood down lower, and he has huge, enormous trees, so they get a lot of leaves, and he has so I call it like a yard vacuum, for lack of a better term. I don't know what they're called, but anyway, it's very noisy, but it works. I mean, that's how he gets rid of all his 8 billion leaves. So then you can either leave these like they are, like if you used plain paper or something, or you can cover them with other stuff like coffee dyed, more rust, you know, collage, whatever. These are just kind of fun because then you fold it up, you stick it in a pocket, and voila, you've got lots of little writing spots. And you can make them, like I said, smaller. They're kind of fun to do like at Christmas time and stuff too, and you can put little pockets and put a gift card in there and then use them more like a Christmas card, you know. Man, I just drew a complete blank on that. I like this one because it's got all the crunchy stuff up at the top. I don't know how well it'll stay, but we're gonna try it. Oops, I forgot how, I don't know, you'd think you'd be so trained. I mean, luckily it's all coffee dyed, but the edges are a little bit lighter. But yeah, they had, let's see, a cello, a bass, a viola, a violin, 2 violins, a trombone, and a guy that played saxophone, flute, and piccolo, and 2 singers, male and female, drummers, a percussion that, you know, did all the different types of percussion, and then just a drum set player. I think that's it. But, oh my gosh, the main violinist, oh wow, she was amazing. Amazing. And you could even put little things like this if you want, so that you could tuck a photo or, you know, another little tag, whatever. So it's fun too to add just little, even though this is super tiny, it'll hold like a little tag or something in there. Nothing giant, but is this, oh yeah, it'll go, yeah, that's right, okay. You got to think about which ones are going to be upside down and which ones are going to be right side up when it's all closed, because otherwise you could have stuff falling out. So you probably don't want that. Call it a hunch. So that could go there. And then this next one, I think I'll do some rustiness and leave some of the music. How do I want to... Yeah, I played saxophone when I was in high school, but I always struggled, I'm just going to tear it, to read music. That was never something I was great at. And then my daughter played cello in orchestra and piccolo and flute in band. My son did cymbals, so percussion in band, but he was never like super into it. I mean, you know, he had fun in band, but he didn't go on and do it in college. I don't know where my daughter gets it. She's one of those people that can just pick up instruments and learn them. She plays piano too. So yeah, I don't know, because my husband doesn't play any instruments. So she just came by it on her own. She's always loved it though. I swear it helped her with math though. I will always swear by that. So if you have a grandchild or a child or whatever, niece, nephew that's struggling in math, I would highly recommend them going into band. Even if they don't do it for a long time or whatever, but learning to read music and play music. There's something it does for your brain. I don't really know. But anyway, it definitely helped her a ton in math. Plus, it gave her a lot of confidence, which was awesome. She was drum major in high school, and that helped her so much with confidence. I'm going to use this as a little pocket. Yeah, I don't remember who told us that. It was one of her teachers mentioned that, and I'm so glad that they did, because wow. But if they are going to learn instruments, it's best, if possible, to learn piano first. I did not know that, but I mean, any is going to help, but her, I don't want this lady. Might be kind of cool, because that's lots of journaling space on the back of that. And it looks fabulous already. So that goes like that. Okay. So these ones, because they're going to be upside down, I think I would just do like some papers or something. Different papers. Yeah, I think these are fun. And it's fun to just, like I said, make birthday card, Christmas card, whatever out of these. Especially if you were giving it to like a grandparent, and you could include some photos or something like that. Or anybody in the family. They don't live near you and stuff. That would be a fun thing to do. Or even vintage photos of family members would be fun. So these are great pieces to have. in Meek. I don't know what else I want to put on there. I feel like you could write on that pretty good. I just forget which way to tear it. I don't want to see all the white. I know for a long time we were all working really hard to get in scrapbooking. Do you guys remember when you try to tear the paper so you got the white edge and all that? Now it's like, I don't want to see all that white. I just lost that between the pages over here. That's a good little writing spot. And you could do something even, here, let's just, do something like that. Just have a smaller spot. Oh, we went also to see my daughter at the newest place she's working. That was kind of fun. She's not sure if how that's going to work out, because she's bar backing is what it's called, and so she just like takes people their drinks, washes, really a lot like a bus person, basically. I mean, she does get tips. They're looking to hire her as a server whenever they have a spot and can do that. It's just, so she's kind of holding her spot, but I can tell when we're there, she's ready to just let me do it. But yeah, so it works. So this one's cute with the little boy. I'll just have that as a little tuck. I won't put anything in it, but it could have something in it if somebody wants it to. Oh, these little bottles I got on Amazon, and you get like a whole bunch of them, and they last forever as long as you just keep washing the tip when it gets plugged and stuff. Because I think I've used one other one, and I've had them for probably like 3 years or something. I mean, they work great. I stopped using them for a while because I was using different stuff. All right, and then on this side, we'll probably just put some writing spots again. This one will be right side up, so we could put something kind of interesting on that one. And maybe some of this. No, not this one. Where is it? This one. This is the old stuff. I kind of like this part on this other side. I think I'm going to just tear it again. And then I'll have some more scraps. Rather than using up the ones I already had. What fun's that? That is no fun at all. Yeah, it's sad that she's having such a hard time finding something in her field. She's like, I don't want to do food service forever. It's like, yeah, I believe me, I know. Because I did that, and that is not fun forever. I mean, it's fine for a while when you're going to school and stuff, because, you know, you can make decent money doing it. But it does, like any public, you know, working with the public and stuff, it can get very daunting, for lack of a better word. I worked in a casino when I did that, so let's just say people don't always like to tip because they want to put their change somewhere else, right? So, yeah, that wasn't great. I mean, sometimes you make good money, but that's a rough one. Definitely a rough one. Need a piece of ledger that doesn't have anything on it. What is happening here? What is up, Buttercup? Wow, I've never seen one do that before. This is another one of those projects where you definitely don't need to be precise. Just sort of trying to get a few little writing spots or whatever. The reason she got this new job is because it's closer to where she lives, because our freeway right now is insane. We've had so many people move here in such a short time, and it's just not set up for it. I know I've said it 1,000 times, but it's really bad. So it's not real great trying to get to work if you have to drive in that. Which I know there's a lot of places that are, yeah, same boat, I know. I'll come over here more so you can see some of that music. But you could go crazy. You could add pockets, all kinds of stuff. The only thing you do have to think about is you don't want it too thick, because you are going to have to fold it back up. So obviously you don't want to go crazy, but having some flat-ish pieces in there is probably fine. Is there any little doodad I want on there? Not anything very big. This frame's cool. Go do that. I don't know why, just because I like it. These are really tricky to cut out. I apologize, but I just thought they would be fun, so. But you can do this kind of stuff to make it look old, and then it doesn't matter if you cut it perfect or not. No one will be the wiser. That one I actually ripped trying to, I don't remember, probably, oh, poke a hole in the middle because I was sitting on the couch and I was trying not to stab my finger. Because that's all I need. Oh, I need to say a disclaimer because I've had quite a few people saying, oh, I'm going to try the turmeric. I am not any type of medical professional, so you might want to talk to your doctor because I know that you can have reactions, or you definitely don't want to take too much and all those kind of things. I just have to say the disclaimer because I'm just a person. I'm just saying it helped me a little bit. I take a small amount, not even probably a half a teaspoon, so. I mean, you can eat it, so I'm not saying it's awful. It's just you gotta, sometimes there's a, you know, with certain medications or whatever, since I don't know what your medications are, then I just don't want anybody having any problems because of something I said works for me. That doesn't mean it will work for anyone else. I was just thinking you could tuck something in here. That might be kind of fun, huh? Because if you just glue that edge, and you could even tuck something in the top. I think I'm just going to put that heart there for fun. So there we have it. Oh, it goes this way. So those are upside down, but you could even turn this if you wanted to. Like that. So it opens. That is upside down, but it's okay. Because you're going to open it all out and you can write on either side. That type of thing. All right. I hope that you like it. So we have fold. I definitely folded it, right? But again, you could just do one little fold on a corner or whatever, and that's fine. And so the first one was lace, and then our folded piece. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.